Hey, how's it going, everybody? I just had to check and see if there was any traffic coming. I'm behind the wheel of my car for a change when you see me. But I'm going to ship a box to Lil Edget, otherwise known as Andre. He's currently via text, he's complaining to me about the amount of shit he's got to do to deal with because he's bought like 3 storage units. And in no way do I mean this as a joke or anything. I think he's sort of figured out what his limit is on Schnitzengruben.
15 is my limit on Schnitzengruben.
So, sorry about everybody, but because the music was so loud at the Fred Meyer, I have to do a voiceover for this. I found a couple of Fast and Furious, these Torino, but this is not the NSX that Andre was looking for, so after taking a few safari pictures, I put it back. What I'm here looking for, honestly, is some of the Ferraris from Burago. And I thought I saw a couple at this store, so I came back here. By the way, Nas, did you know there was a twin mill in that set as well? I don't know, they're popping up everywhere, or maybe we're just noticing them. I don't know. But there's a whole bunch coming out. This may be the second series. I don't know. Sorry about my dog's toenail clicking in the back. And loud drinking. But I also found the plastic PullBacks. So what I tried to do here was to, oh, for God's sake, Axel, come on. What I tried to do here was to set up a little bit of the two on the outside are the plastic PullBacks. They're a little larger scale, and I know I didn't get the height very accurately, but the metal ones are a little bit smaller than the plastic PullBack, and they're lighter. So just be careful if you're out there and looking for these. There's all sorts of them sort of mixed in. And so you might end up finding the wrong one, the wrong series, I guess. These have a weight to them. So, and I fixed all the stocks so that nobody could possibly get those confused again. I don't leave a mess after I'm done making an example. But as I noticed here, I was like, oh, no way. That's a treasure hunt symbol. And then I noticed they all had them. And so I went back and I picked up this, and of course on the hood right there, there's a treasure hunt symbol. So all the ones that are plastic PullBack anyway, they all have a treasure hunt symbol on them. Don't be fooled. The idea and looking for the treasure hunts on those things continues. I'm sorry the dog is breathing down my neck. Would you get off the couch, man? You know, Ken Nordine never had to do this when he did the Levi's ads. He never had to put up with a dog in the studio. Anyway, since I was there, I kind of went through a couple Matchbox, and I couldn't quite figure out what that was, but it looked very bizarre. And then also I came down here, and they had the Burago F1 cars, but they did not have the number 14 livery, which is Hamilton's, and that's the one if I wanted one of those F1s, I'd have the Hamilton deco on it. I've been looking at the Maisto stuff because I've been talking to a couple of different creators now about the quote-unquote off-brand stuff, whether it's Maisto or whether it's this Burago stuff that I've been looking at. And here they had a couple of interesting sort of 1960s Ferraris. But the one I really kind of wanted to compare to the Monza that I bought was something on the newer end. And so I was looking for the Enzo. I don't know if there's a Magnum PI Ferrari in this set out yet, but I am going to keep my eye out for it. Stick around, by the way, because I do eventually find what I'm looking for. Well, that was a big loss. And I'm sorry that I had to do a voiceover for this, because they were cranking music when I got in there, and you just won't believe what, you just won't believe what it was. It was the Grateful Dead. And then after that was some like Duran Duran. Both of them ear-splitting loud. God, if I hear Touch of Grey one more time. All right, Freddie Meyer, come through for me at this location, please. One of that vintage series, well, two of them, anyway. And let's see if there's anything more. I feel like I'm standing in a fart. I feel like it smells near me. I don't know why. All right. My stove. That's nice. That's cool. I always love a good Mercury and a Co. Tootsie Roll. Let me see you, Tootsie Roll. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Wow, picked over. And none of the Burago stuff, I guess. Could have sworn they had some here, but maybe I'm wrong. They're on like giant cards. You can't miss them. So. $14? Nope. And this is probably where it would be. All right. Oh. Are there any Camaros in here? Nope. Just the Europeans. Just us Europeans hanging out. Okay, well, I guess it's back to my neighborhood then. And a whole wall of, as Nas likes to say, yeah, so there's that. All right, so I was just in here before, and so I'm sure the stock hasn't changed much, but maybe that's what I was actually looking for, which would be shocking. I know, shocking. A whole bunch of these are gone, and I was unable to talk during that other stop because the music was so loud. Hey, Delacini. Anyway, this is what I came for. And I think Fienzo, why not, right? What's going on with that front end? I don't know. That's just the plastic. All right. That's what we were looking for, people. Score. I don't know why I just don't learn my lesson. Doors wide open to the lab right now. Any chaos could erupt at any second. Okay, folks. So this afternoon, what I did was I wanted to take a further look at Burago as a car company, a die-cast company, because in researching them, I found that they don't okay. Can you two assholes Oh my God. Okay. If you hear dogs fighting in the background, it's not my fault or my problem. You should treat it the same. Okay, so I went out this afternoon with a very pointed hunt. I was looking for some more of the Burago line. Specifically, they've got one called, what's it called? Oh, Race and Play. Okay. The reason why I wanted to look at these models just a little bit closer is because they, when I'm looking at them online, they do, apparently some models are just the same as anything else. They accrue value. There are collectors of this sort of car out there, even though we might view it as something available in the grocery store, and so therefore less than collectible. Some folks do. So what I wanted to do was take a closer look at a modern version of a Ferrari. What I was really kind of looking for was like the Magnum PI type of Ferrari. What I ended up picking up was not that, but I think it's fairly close. I am not a Ferrari fanatic, so please, if I have that wrong, don't crucify me over it. So this was the Monza. This was the Ferrari Monza that I picked up. I really dig it. It is a very, time period friendly design. To me, this is when like Ferrari and the rest of them were really sort of making their own stamp on things, and race cars didn't look uniform and everybody wasn't walking with everybody else's technology. They were trying their own. And so this as a race car design, I love it. It's so cool. And I love that single cockpit with everything else is a shell over it, okay? But, the one thing I noticed when I did pick this up is that it's not a model which, you know, has a tremendous amount of detail in the first place. So again, with this one, I just figured with a little more recent make of Ferrari, which seems to be what they're putting out right now, I would take a look at the more modern. So, and did I get a rear end view of this thing in there? You know, that's not all burned out because of my face being on screen. Yes, I know what my face does on screen. Okay. You know, they messed up my voiceover. I don't know why. I figured it would be any different when I started filming today. They're hams, and they're trying to break in on my act. So, this is the Burago, is the make. It is a Ferrari imprint. Okay. And on the back, it says an official product. Well, I guess it's good I'm taking the card off, huh? It says that it is an official Ferrari product right there. This is a 1/43rd scale, so this is a little bit smaller than my Ford GT, but I will, you know, a smaller car to me, you know, as things go, that's a better deal because I don't have room for all of this stuff. Oh, by the way, they have I pulled the bubble off, but they have a really easy to open thing on the back. I forgot about that. But see, you can just kind of poke your thumb in the back and pull it open. I destroy packaging, I ruin it. I don't try to save it. When I first began the channel, and before I had really watched a lot of Nazar's channel, I had asked in a forum if there was any way of removing a bubble from printed cardboard without wrecking it. And the most sage answer that I got back in that forum was, it is best not to become attached to such things. I never forgot it. I never forgot it. And so, in the spirit of Rob, good old Rob, we destroy packaging around here. This is a sticker on the front, which is interesting. It's not it's just a little label they lay down in the track there of the bubble. And I suppose if you were crafty, you could take that off of there, stick it somewhere. But they have an inner tray, of course, to, you know, keep the product in its proper format, looking at you from the bubble. Don't know as I need that. When I look at the packaging for the Hot Wheels PullBacks that Nas is featuring lately, you know, I think, you know, it's basically, those are just a flat square box with 4 tire holes so that the car doesn't move around in the packaging. It's just cardboard. This is cute and all, and it keeps the car in a nice little presentation on the pegs and everything, but unnecessary ultimately. And that's something that we try to look at in terms of a toy review. And honestly, we do look at the eco-centric nature of some of these things, or eco-forgetting. Wow, I am really, really, really impressed. just on the shiny sort of get to my teenage boy thing, which is kind of what Ferrari is, right? It's always been it's always been that sports car for the kid who had way too much money and never grew up. I do like Ferrari as a car maker. I've never found any fault with their product, and I've always felt like, you know, when you buy a Ferrari, you know what you're buying. Not that I've ever driven one or owned one, but watching the race team on F1 for decades, and watching some of their other exotics in GT and other types of pro racing, they make a badass ride. It took the Ford GT40 to actually catch up and beat the Italians at their own game. All right, so looking at this, I'm looking at the smoked glass nature of the windshield, but that does not block all of the detail that's in there. There is a steering wheel. There is a full dashboard. There is a set of seats. There is no shifter column in the center, but in the engine bay, they do have the little horse emblem right there, whinnying away. I don't know if it's really catching up or showing through how much detail there really is in there. There's no opening parts. The mirrors are part of the actual die-cast mold. This is your metal. You've got a plastic undercarriage, plastic tires, fairly loose on their axles, so these will definitely roll. The lights are acrylic. They're inlay, and the back end of it has a tiny little horse there in the center, and just sort of a little bit of a mold differentiation that happens with the natural shadowing of it that makes it look like the tail lights are actually something, but it's just part of the mold and part of the body paint, as you can see. The doors do not open, but all of the body styling molds are in there, and it's got some interesting little hood adornments that when you look down inside them actually look a little, I guess it's just the black reflecting back, but they really sort of look like they have a nice depth to them there. That's really sharp. And when I told myself I was going to go out and pick this up just for grins and everything, I thought, well, I'll pick it up, and if I don't necessarily like it, I can always give it to any number of grandkids in my life, but this is nice. This is real nice. So I think I'm probably going to hang on to it for a little while. They'll probably end up getting it, They're probably going to end up with every toy I've got from this channel at one time or another. But that's really slick. Oh, and by the way, it does have a nice little nose badge there too. That's really, really slick. And even though they're not the same paint schemes or anything, it looks nice next to the Monza. They look like sharp vehicles, and I guess the reason why I wanted to look at these brands is because it's not valued by Hot Wheels hunters and stuff like that. They look right by most of this, which is fine. If you are brand loyal, that's fine. I have no issues with that. But I do want to let younger and newer people to it kind of balance things out and see where it lies, see where it falls for them. Our job as a reviewer of sorts and vlog channel is to sort of tell you what it is. Then you can make the decision for yourself. You might not even need my whip smart. Yeah, I gotta go. All right, everybody, thank you very much for coming out here to Monkey Shine Lab. And please, if you think about it, hit the subscribe button. I'm not gonna bang on about it. But thank you very much for coming out here to Monkey Shine Lab, because we know that there's a lot of people doing what we do, but we hope we present something different for you. I don't know. We'll see you tomorrow, though. It's going to happen again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. My wife has to